Wars organization. You've probably considered competing in the Base Wars organization. Friends, it's time to pull the trigger.
This is just the beginning.
Base Wars will be attending Slamology, the world's largest automotive and music festival. Yes, friends, you heard that correct. For the first time, Base Wars will be attending Slamology. This is very exciting news, so don't miss your chance to compete with us. You'll enjoy our atmosphere and our laid-back style of competing. Those of us from Slamology, Base Wars, Kicker, and Sky High look forward to seeing you at the world's largest automotive show and music festival, June 10th through the 12th at Indianapolis, Indiana.
Good evening. How is everybody tonight? Dan, you doing all right?
I am not going to complain too much. It looks like we got two different Base Wars people in there. Actually, three, with Brandon showing up in there as well by himself.
Good evening, Mr. Brandon. Why don't you type in what shows you got coming up? Since you were gracious enough to join us tonight.
Oh, there's my guy, Eric.
Good evening, Eric. Good to see you. All right. Well, I know Brandon's currently doing a rebuild. I'm currently doing a rebuild. Are you rebuilding?
I don't have any plans for actually, somewhere up here I do. Oh, here it is. I got a box designed. That's all you're going to see. And if you fast forward on that or pause it at a certain time, you might see that it's 412s, but that's all the more that I'm going to say on it. But
Let
I
me
am
get
planning a
412s on some Synergy amps.
I didn't say that, but there's a very distinct possibility that is exactly what it is.
Good evening, Matthew. Good to see you, hon.
It will be it will be a large Synergy audio build. Large in power and almost all Synergy. Obviously not a deck yet. Kurt, build me a deck, man. Come on. Everyone else has a deck. Boss has a deck, Kurt. Come on. Let's go. A big boy build. Eric, I'm going to have more power than you've seen out here in a long time.
All right. For those of y'all that don't know, Mr. Matthew McRae runs all Orion in his car. And we are quite proud of how well he is doing. Eric, what are you running?
Oh, Eric has been on the Def Bounce bandwagon for a couple of years, and I think, Eric, are you doing did you drop back down to 215s now? I know I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't looked that closely at them.
All right, let's pause for a minute because we've got some Base Wars magic going on up in here. March 16th in Marion, Indiana, and then the 23rd in Plainfield, Indiana. That's 2 shows out of 35. 35 shows for a Base Wars judge is moving. Congratulations, sir. He upped his game this year.
Well, there you go. All right. I was going to say, I knew that Eric was doing 215s or 218s. I thought they were 15s for some reason, but who is this Matthew guy? We'd like to know that as well. He's got a secret, but he did show us some stuff. God, it must have been around Halloween when we had you on, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen some of your some of the stash that's in there. And I was drooling on some of the old school stuff. I am a fan of a lot of that old school Orion stuff. And Well, just the old school amplifiers in general. So I do love seeing that stuff. I would love to see more of it in the lanes, but I also know why people aren't going to be showing it off in the lanes too much. It breaks. You
Expensive
don't want
to
something to break.
repair.
It's that
Mr.
expensive.
John Trent, would you like to come on the show with us tonight, sir? We
Go
would
ahead,
love
Mom.
to talk to you about the Silver Punisher.
We
See
can get John
what
on there.
exactly he's come up with because he took a whole year off for this. So we know magic's coming. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send him an invite, and if he doesn't come, we'll find somebody else.
There we go. Dustin, how's it going tonight? Oh, a couple of my people in this area, while you're sending out that invite, a couple of people have been reaching out to me to try and get some shows here in North Dakota, South Dakota. We had a gentleman out in the Montana area reach out to me. Would love to see something up
Awesome.
there as well.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening there, Chuck. How's it going? Oh, John gives you time to go wash your hands and stuff here.
Yep. Hey, there's our
Yep.
SPL freaks for the evening. Good to see y'all, guys. All right, let's see. Oh, that's some great equipment.
Nice.
I can't complain about none of that. All of it's good.
Only thing I'd worry about there, Joe, is you might move up a class depending on what you're running those 12s currently in. As you move up to 15s, chances are you might move up a class. So be prepared for that. Otherwise, I would be very happy with a system like that.
I think he'll be really impressed with those U's. Oh, he's already in Godfather.
Godfather. You're perfect then. That's
He's
a very
good to
nice set
go.
for Godfather.
Good job, sir. Glad somebody out there knows their rules or their guidelines.
The guideline. You got it.
Guidelines.
Ooh,
212.
212. Is that like 1/6? A 12th? I'm doing the math in my head on that one. I might be wrong.
You got me curious what he really is going to be running now.
Godfather is going to be a fun class this year. Actually, all of the trunk classes are always pretty fun, regardless. Trunk is one of those classes where you can show up with pretty much anything and win.
Especially now that we have the music classes for the trunk cars. Man, that is so much fun to see a trunk car out there blowing wind.
Exactly. Oh, Brandon, 418s. Dang.
Oh, I love me some Coriolis Recones. Oh, that's going to be a good little system.
Eventually a Pride 3K. Nice little system there with 3K on it.
Good evening, Mr. Carl. How are you, sir?
Actually, that's something we maybe should talk about too, is the small systems that are out there that are only using a 2K or a 2500 or a 3K amp. You can get pretty loud with 3K, and with the prices of amps out there, there's some really good value amps out there. Chuck, if you're
Yep.
a newbie on Base Wars, best place that any of our judges are going to point you to is going to be right to our guidebook on basewars.org.
I'm gonna point you right to the lanes to go talk to your judge.
I want to point you still to the guidebook and then say that person sitting down behind the computer,
They got you.
they got your back. They might laugh at you a little bit or push you a little bit or something else, but you know, we can get you louder.
Okay. That sounds like it's gonna slam. I hope his windshield's done.
Shouldn't see more than 2,500, huh, Matthew? Is that RMS at what, 8 ohms? Should wire those things into the dirt, man.
Ooh, I like the way he thinks.
There you go.
Congratulations on your windshield.
It is a rite of passage to blow out your windshield.
Yeah, the first 1, 2, maybe 3. That's cool. After that, no.
After that, start
It's
buying
time
them in
to
bulk.
fix it.
If you're buying recones, you might as well be buying windshields because, you know, you get a discount for most places if you buy them in bulk, like 5 at a time.
4 salt 8. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty, nasty.
On 618s. God, let me do the quick math on that. 6 and 8 is 24, 15. So 1,524 square inches of cone on roughly, let's say the 8s I'll actually put out 10K a piece. So 40K power. Carl, that could be loud.
Mm-hmm.
Very loud.
And this statement that we have up right now, absolutely, those 2 people will help you. Absolutely. Some of the smartest people out there to help you too, sir.
Right below that one there, Melissa. We were finally getting
Yeah,
some snow today.
did you see what they put on my post the other day about me moving
course
to
I did.
Texas? I saw snow one time and was gone. Okay, they may be right.
When I left the shop, it had just started snowing here at about 6 o'clock. My truck, I did actually have to, if anyone there is familiar with the Dodge Rams, the second gen like mine, I got a 2011 Dodge Ram. There is a connector that is part of the dash cluster that actually turns on the heat and everything else, and basically it moves your vent and your defrost and your floor heater. And whenever I seem to rip apart my dash, that connection never seems to want to go back in. So I did have to drive home with my wipers on, and the snow was not melting until I pulled into Taco Bell and ripped my dash off really quick while I was in the drive-through lane. The guy even looked at me while he was taking my money and said, "What the hell are you doing to your dash?" And I'm like, "I'm fixing my heater." So, but yeah, love the snow. And Eric, yours that you had up there, 300 a pop for the windshield or the recone. Very true.
Oh, this one's gonna be cool.
Ooh,
2 18s and a new Beetle.
2 of them, huh, Daniel? I will look forward to seeing that one at 712 Boom for you there, Daniel. I know
That
you will
is
be
gonna
there.
be a really cool build. All right,
That would
let's
be
touch
nice.
on this.
And yeah,
Pre-registration for Slamology. Please show us some love. Click the base words while you're there. Just
mhm.
give us some love. We can use all all of it. Now, just some.
All of it.
If we're your favorite org, go ahead and show it. All right. Let's welcome Mr. John Trent to the show tonight
Hey,
with
what's
the
up?
Silver Punisher. Hi. How are
Oh.
you?
Fine, cold.
Wow, look at all that woofer porn right there.
That's awesome.
I don't know how
Well-
good you can see it.
Oh, we can see that's a stunt wall built to make Florida proud.
That
She's
I-
currently still on
I
the
gotta
trailer.
guess, John, that looks like 10 12s in there, and what was that, 4 and 2 more, so 6 8s. It's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, and 6 horns.
Nice.
All right. I hate to interrupt y'all, but does anybody know where he can find a 12-inch arrow port?
I would get in touch with Boom. He may know.
All right. Contact Shannon Boom, sir.
Hold on just a second.
Let's see what else we can see out here.
I was going to say, yeah, Brandon, for a week, we've got a special code VDay24 that'll give you $10 off pre-registration for
Wow.
Slamology.
There's behind the stump wall.
That.
Got 3
Dang.
15 Paris 15Ks.
That's some show enough power. Good Lord.
240 amp hour of LTOs. And I got 3 mids amps back here.
Just so you know, the comment section's blowing up that they absolutely love this truck.
And I can't open it right now, but there's speakers that come out through here. There's 2 8s and 3 horns in here. And
I see that flexing on them logo.
oh, you know
Loud
it.
and proud.
But she's still sitting on the trailer with this. I'm working on the suspension right now, trying to get it back on all 4s. Running all airbags under her.
Man, I want to see that truck in person, man. That just looks like it's
Man,
going to
he
be
has
grueling.
come so far since I met him.
Man,
And
Oh, good
got-
God. Ooh,
But I still got to do the port work coming into the cab and seal it off in the back so I don't blow my camper top off.
for those of y'all that don't know, Miss Denise that I just put up is our Slamology queen of work.
But
If it goes on at Slamology, she knows about it.
if you give me a second, I'll show you the thing on the side of the camper.
Yes, sir. We'll
definitely.
give you all the time you need. That truck is worth our attention.
She's been fighting me all day on the rear airbags. I'm gonna put you down for just a second.
I always feel like if they don't fight me during the install, then it ain't worth it.
Yeah, you got that right, Justin.
And there you can see out the side right there.
Ooh,
Nice.
that is sweet.
But there's what I've been working on. Airbags to get the truck back off the axle with all the weight in the back. Brandon, I'm on the phone. Front airbags. They're all in. I just got to get it all wired up now.
Justin, I say this with all the love in the world toward you, you pansy.
Such a great build.
I still got a ton of work to make the high voltage show with her.
It's okay.
A
We
lot of
all
work
know
to-
you'll make it because if the team needs to, we'll be there to help out.
Yeah, I was already expecting to have it on the wheels though by today, which it ain't.
Hmm. How much LTO did you say that you had in there, John? 240?
240, and I got three 370s powering it.
I was just going to ask that follow-up question is what are you powering it with then up front if you got that much LTO in the back? So
Now she should do good. I'm probably going to have to add more to it.
Oof.
more isn't going to hurt
Ain't
except for in
even
the
done
pocketbook area.
talking about add more to it.
Damn, that's nice looking stuff, man.
And of course,
Yes,
I
it
still got
is.
a lot of wiring to clean up.
Well, even with what we can see, if people will take a second and clean up their wires a little bit, you'd be surprised at how much easier it is to troubleshoot things. You know, even if you've only got just 1 amp or 2 amps in the back, a 4-channel and a sub amp, as long as it's clean, it's much easier to troubleshoot things when something happens in the lane. So
Right.
I know that
Plus,
that's
all
something
my
that a lot of us
wires,
don't
every
actually
wire-
do, but it helps.
All the wires in this truck's gonna be labeled.
Excellent.
That is something I hate doing, but man, if something goes wrong, I appreciate it. Ooh,
If it's speaker
It's
wire,
worth that
sub wire,
time.
RCAs, it don't matter. It's gonna be labeled.
Get the label maker out and make those pigtails and wrap them. Make sure that they say exactly what they need to say.
Yep. But
God, I love that.
then
Oh.
after I get plane and all that, I got to do all the lights. I ain't even started on the lights yet.
I'm scared to know how many lights he's fixing to throw off in that thing.
Oh, and yeah, Chuck, from one IT guy, I'm assuming you're an IT. From one IT guy to another, if people don't label their stuff in a patch panel and things like that, man, there's nothing that gets me frustrated more than seeing things that should be labeled that are not.
Exactly.
See,
And-
that's exactly where you need to be. I
And
wish
like
I was
Eric had
that
said,
organized.
if it's clean, organized, you can swap things out. I mean, unless the mounting is difficult, it doesn't take long to pull something out. If I got to pull out 5 or 6 things to get at it, that might be too much. But sometimes that's all the space you're given is for 5 or 6 things to get it all in there. So
Yeah, I went into a blow through because I ran out of room inside the truck. Now I'm out of room now.
yep.
Now, see, that's who I want to wire my car. I would love to see some OCD type wiring up in my car. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's like some of the stuff that we see on some of the other Facebook pages out there, and I won't say which ones, but some of the fail pages versus what it looked like before I go in and what it looks like after I'm done with it.
Uh-huh.
It's night and day, and it has to be.
Congratulations, Miss Lacey. I'm
Oh.
so glad to see you're happy.
Oh.
All right. We have a show coming up in Anniston.
Mhm.
The 3rd of next month. All right. Let's see what Brett is going to be running this year.
Hey, Melissa,
Yes.
I can't. I've already talked to you about it, it is locked in. There will be a Flex on them show, but we can't announce it just yet. But we can't say when it's going to be. But there will be a Flex on them show coming up soon.
Yay! We get to go play as a team.
Yeah.
That's going to be so fun because, man, we've got teammates all over the country. This is going to be amazing to get us all together.
There we
You
go.
already know about it. It is locked in. So
Yes, sir.
after the high voltage show, it'll be announced.
All right. Let's see. Mr. Brett, what is he going to be running? The V3. Interesting.
812 on roughly 40,000 watts there, 32 plus.
That's the C-pillar that's just killing everybody's feelings. He just out here making folks cry with that thing.
Brett, out of curiosity, what kind of vehicle is that in? Because my partner Phil and I, we had a guy who wants to do 415s in a seawall, and he's trying to come up with some ideas. So, kind of hoping you want to say like a Yukon or a Denali.
And
Good evening, Mr. Strickland. Good to see you.
I'm gonna have to take a look at a lot of these builds coming up. Yep,
All right. Clamped almost 36K. Woof.
that's a lot.
That's getting it.
That's a little bit of power right there.
That's enough to power a city. Good Lord. Good evening, Mr. Joe. We're
Oh,
at the
I kinda
shop if
recognize
you want to come
that.
by. Typical answer. I want more power. Oh my God, that's so gorgeous.
And that was a pain in the butt to do too.
Man,
Man, I'd have never got that decal laid straight.
Put it on wet. I do it just like window tint.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. You're welcome to clamp in any class as long as the lines are not long.
Well, guys, it's cold out here. I'm gonna run.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on and showing us the Silver Punisher. We appreciate it, sir.
No problem. But she's still
thank you very much, John. Definitely. I'm going to have to check out some more pictures of that when I get a chance here.
oh, no problem. Thank you.
Mark, if you got a hog, you can bring that to your land, man.
Oh, it'll be there.
I can't wait because I'm going to be the first one in line for a demo.
Hey, is that old Silver coming with y'all?
Yes, it is.
Good.
Yes, it is.
I
We
want
should
old
be-
Silver. I want old Silver parked beside the Punisher.
Oh, it's going to be loud in one corner.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thank you for going out in the cold for us.
No
Hope it doesn't
problem.
make you sick, sir.
Nah.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, John.
God, that was cool.
Marcus sold his Jeep, so I know about that vehicle, Marcus. What you need to do is you need to get on your hog and just put a Bluetooth speaker on the seat and run that through the lanes. We still have the Iron Horse class.
Go get him
Sorry,
on.
probably take first.
And
Family vehicle doesn't tell me much, man. That could
Okay.
be a minivan, that could be an SUV, that could be, anything with a really
that
small
brings us
battery.
to another point. Not all systems have to be incredibly large.
No, they
You
do
don't
not.
have to have 818s. If it's a family vehicle, just fill in a little base. It'll curb that craving and get you through your day.
A single 8 or a 10 modest system for $1,000,
Exactly.
you're good to go.
Minivan with a DVD player. I'm good with working on minivans. I actually like a cool minivan.
Minivans aren't bad. It's when you get in some of those. Phil and I had a conversion van. It wasn't like a Waldock conversion van or anything. Well, it kind of was because it did originally have 4 bucket seats in it. And it had the plush velour interior from the 1990s. Those I can live without. I don't like them, but they are interesting. Oh, Timors. Timors will be fun when we get more understanding of them. I know that who just did the Timors this past weekend here, Melissa? Was that at
It has to be Greg Kelly.
I was going to say, I think that was Greg that ran it this weekend.
Greg's been doing all of the testing for us.
Yeah.
Greg and Billy, making sure we don't have any bugs in this before we all get ramped up to doing it. But yes, we are working on Timors.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem with it. If you have any questions about it, let us know. We'll be happy to answer them. I can answer basic questions, but I cannot tell you how that bracket system works. Billy said he was going to come show me. So I guess Billy's coming to Texas to show me.
Well, when he does, go live with it so that I can watch and learn as well. Because I doubt
That's
he's coming
right.
up to South Dakota, unfortunately.
But we have had a couple of questions about how it's broke down. Billy likes to run it in teams of 5. If you need to separate larger teams down and break them down, then you just got a better chance of winning for your team.
Yep.
Show up heavy, you get them good chances. Show up with some really loud trunk cars and you got that.
Well, kind of that way, Marcus. There's it is kind of an average of all of them, but there's some caveats to it. But that's kind of the gist of it.
Texas seems to be going well for me. I'm actually liking it here. Although I've been at work for 2 weeks, today was the first day I've touched a customer's car. I've been working on my own vehicle this whole time. They've done got the Elephant Garden of peanuts. This ain't gonna work out well. Yep, it is that way. We're gonna work on sniper handicap. We're gonna have to. He'll put you in one of the categories, but we'll know what to add sniper to when we get this worked out. But he did mention that just for you. Because believe it or not, I don't think we have 5 sniper builds across the whole country.
Technically, I don't think we do. I think we've only got like 5. Actually, I think we've got 6 scores total in sniper all year, and I know that mine's one of them. But mine wasn't even really a true sniper score because I was not running the vehicle that I need to run it in. Yeah, we got
Alright,
5
what is
sniper
sniper
scores
class?
right now, and that's it.
Sniper class is for single cab trucks with a console build. They must meter on the windshield.
Yep.
They don't get the option of metering where everybody else does. Once you're that close, we gotta put some guidelines to it. But it's hard to find a single cab truck that, nobody's turned into a blow through. All right. Do we have any more questions tonight? Anybody want to tell us about the rebuilds that they got going on? Because we got a lot of changes going on with people's vehicles. Like I had some Audio Ace subs delivered, and we're going to run that brand for a minute, see how they do for me. So far, they demo well and they get windy. And windy is something my car has never done. All right, what you putting in it? He come and did a 50 for me in a sniper class for finals. He like nailed finals. Absolutely, Mama Khan's gonna be nice. That build's nice every time it comes out. All right, what we got? 610s. How you gonna put that in a console?
Be a tall console.
Well, technically, I don't think there's any guidelines against it.
Nope. Ooh.
Absolutely, we are working on that port as you speak, putting a new front on it. If you go back to the wood shop, you might be able to see some of this. He lives like 15 minutes down the road. All right,
there's a great question for you from Jessica.
I am going to miss the showdown this year. With the move and everything coming up, I don't have time because showdown's in 10 days. I hate that I'm going to miss that show because, man, they pull up deep down there.
I would love to get out there myself, Jessica, on that. I did actually talk to my mom about it because, mom is always a voice of reason. And even at 87, my mom thought that going out to Vegas just to see the van would be a trip and a half. Would love to do it again, go out there. Working on Wilbur for SQ. Oof.
How many builds does Eric have?
That's a rather personal question sometimes.
It sounds like all of them.
I know about the Focus, and I know about at least one other, and I'm not sure which one he's calling Wilbur, but I have an idea of which one he's calling Wilbur. Unfortunately, Jessica, no, I am not. I won't be able to get out there either, unfortunately. But I was going to say, Eric, I think you only have two, but yeah, the Suburban. And but there are, oh geez, I'm gonna go, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. You must have about 8 people on the team for sure that I can name, and probably a couple others that are there that help out with everything else that may or may not have a build that is going to be or not going to be ready.
All right. Let's go back to Miss Jessica.
Oh.
Once again, we would like to thank y'all for doing the testing on the One Sub Challenge. it's teaching us a lot.
Definitely.
And we are proud of everything y'all are accomplishing for the whole industry. Love that is not biased. Man, they are doing fabulous with that. All right. Have we got any shows coming up?
We
We've
do.
been in here almost 45 minutes and I hadn't talked about a show one yet.
We do. We got one this weekend. It happens to be on Sunday. We got the Team Straight Base in Gulfport, Mississippi. This is at the Cricket store again. And I do not see if this one is at the Northern store or the Southern Cricket Wireless store. So let me hit up the map here really quick. This is at the Northern store, not the Southern one. This is at the northwest side of the airport down there in Gulfport, Biloxi area.
And let's pause for a minute because last weekend, Mr. Jordan put on a really great show in Lafayette. It started pouring down rain, and I left a little early, but I ended up with some great demos at that show. Jordan did a great job.
Well, that
So
was a
for
Super Bowl
him
show.
and all of the guys that helped him with the location, thank y'all.
That would have been
Yeah.
the Super Bowl show, folks. If you missed it, sorry, you missed a great show.
It was a great show. And this weekend he's going back to Cricket Wireless. He had an excellent turnout there too.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah,
right.
that one
So
is-
what we
that
got
one is
coming up
Sunday.
2 weeks?
Let's see, that's Sunday. Now he has it listed at midnight, but it's at 12 o'clock noon. But he has it listed as midnight because either Jordan mixed up the time or Billy did or someone else did. But that one's at noon. Next weekend, if you want to go see arguably the loudest vehicle in the U.S., well, maybe second loudest vehicle, but certainly one of the two loudest vehicles in the U.S., go out to Primm, Nevada. It's a little northwest of Vegas. The Showdown Show, where Jessica and Carlos will be with Delilah. That show is essentially basically 3 days, but really Saturday and Sunday, and it's at Buffalo Bills.
All right. For everybody, let's send Carlos some positive vibes that day because we want that loudest score from him.
Yep.
So y'all send him some positive vibes because he sure gives them to us every day. All right.
I'd like to see an 86.6 or 86.7. I don't know if it's in there. Of the testing I've seen, I think that it can be. And Jessica, thank you for, I don't want to say manning the computers, but womaning the computers and the screens for that while you guys are testing all of that. I know you put in a lot of work into that as well. I thank you for that. So with new subs incoming, 86.5 is the minimum threshold that I want to personally accept. However,
I will
if it's
that
louder, okay.
whatever Miss Jessica tells him he can do.
Yep.
Because
Beyond
she
that,
sure ain't shy about telling him 2 more clicks.
just go one at a time. Beyond
All right.
that, we're into March then after those two shows coming up on Sunday and then next weekend.
All right.
So, you know,
We have
UAF
We
again
have
on
one
Friday night.
saying Pop Tart has a show next weekend.
Where's that one at? I don't see that one listed at all. Although I saw
Hey.
it listed in the comments.
Can you please
But I don't
list the
see it.
location for Pop Tart show because it's not showing for us. We don't want to leave him out. And Base Wars is going to be at TDH.
Yep.
Good job, folks. Freeze Fest 2.0.
Okay. If I knew more about it, I would talk about it. I know nothing
Oh,
about it other than it's called Freeze Fest, though. So,
hey,
unfortunately,
look at this.
hey, there we go.
Show doing his first show for Base Wars just happens to be TDH.
Nice.
How can you score a better show for your first one? That's awesome, Wes.
That is cool.
All right. Freeze Fest is going to be in Russellville, Kentucky. For everybody, go see Pop Tart at Freeze Fest.
Excellent. Yeah. Otherwise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm showing off now and I'm counting this high, but I ran out of fingers here. It looks like we've got 12. 7. Man, we've got 14 shows coming up in March.
Oh, yeah, I'll be back in Alabama for most of March. Every weekend.
Couple of Friday night shows, couple of Saturdays, couple of Sundays.
Greg Kelly is saying this is not at the Fat Farm location. Oh, that would have been a great first show. So he's done shows, just landed an amazing show. Let's see.
Man. Yeah, we got a lot of them coming up in March. We got Alabama, we've got another Alabama, we got Greenville, we got California, we got Kentucky, we got Indiana, we got South Dakota, we got Oregon with Jeremy checking in out there. We've got TDH show coming up. We got a 7th annual car show coming up in Dickinson, Tennessee. We got another show in South Dakota. We got another California. We got Alabama. We got Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, wait, no, that's in April already. We got shows coming up all over the place for next month, though.
All right. My next show coming up is March 2nd. It is for Peyton Johnson, the 4th annual Team Ultra Hurt show. That will be in Dublin, Georgia. After Dublin, I turn and go to the Anniston Monthly show. And then I get to come back home for a little while.
For like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. March isn't going to be good to me because then I go to turn down for what? We're going to be putting some miles on in March. All right. April 27th. This is a big one for our team. Team flexing on them. This is our 1-year anniversary. So, any team flexing on them members out there? No, y'all got to be headed toward Tennessee on April 27th. It is mandatory. We need to see you. Man, I would love to land Heat Wave. But you know what? We're going to take Texas how it comes. They can send me what they want. I would like to do like small, low entry fees. And we will be starting up a show once a month here at the shop. Yep. For the high voltage show, it will be our birthday. His is the 27th, mine is the 28th. So, y'all can come out and celebrate. Don't know that we'll be doing any drinking, but we'll be eating cake, I'm sure.
Might have to show you guys how to make moonshine the real way.
Boy, that's Tennessee. They got that. Oh, I'm sorry. Boom's birthday is the 24th. Sorry. I thought his was the 27th.
Oh, Wes, if you're going to make me talk about finals in February, the only thing I'm going to tell you is get your membership now.
Oh gosh, yes.
Get
Please,
your membership.
people, get your memberships.
Pretty sure most of the regulars in here have it because I've seen most of your names on the list. But if you don't have your memberships, get your memberships now. I'm not going to
It's
do
not like
something
it's
late.
much. It's $25. That gets you from finals to finals. There. That's how y'all
There you
do
go.
that.
Bill at basewars.org. Send him your Cash App info, your PayPal info for $25. Get
And
your membership.
I'm not even gonna lie. I love that we're doing it this way this year, and I'm not collecting cash and having to remember to send it.
I wrote it
Love
down on a
that.
couple people's things last year and forgot one and sent it in like a month later. And Billy was like, "Who is this for again?" And I'm like, flipping through all my score sheets looking for it, and I found it. But I would have forgotten about it because that person messaged me and said, "Hey, I never got a message from Billy yet." Well, you will, and depending on who
Okay.
your judge is, that judge is also going to get a message from Billy that says, "Hey, so and so sent in information about getting the membership." So your judge, who's probably closest to you, will also get notified of it.
And
That
just
will
so
help
y'all
you out.
know, when y'all send your money in, check your emails. It may go to your spam folder, but you do have to fill out a questionnaire before you actually get a membership number.
Mhm.
All we want to know is what kind of equipment y'all run. Where do your points need to be going? If you're on a team that is competing, for the whole year, be sure to have your team membership number. We need those. We need to know where y'all want y'all's points to go.
Yep.
That's right. A lot of teams have already entered for it for the year.
You got it, Shannon.
If you're flexing on them, it's NT0001.
Really.
And yes,
0001.
be sure to specify if you're a local or a national team. They are completely different. Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, did you invite Mr. Alan Palmer? Because that is right up his alley. Big old bike show. Oh, I want to go.
Yep. Oh, Greg and Stacy are
All right.
bringing it up again. Slamology stuff.
Let's do this one more time. If you're entered, give Base Force some love. It's a simple little check mark saying who you love. That's not a big deal. But we need all the help we can get. Let them know that y'all want us there.
If you're going to be at Slam, come see us at the booth. Unfortunately, you won't be seeing me. So that's kind of a bonus. But I got my own 4-day show to run that weekend.
I've never ran a 4-day show. Hadn't made it that long. But I do have a 3-day show coming up that I'm quite proud of.
Well, technically it's a 4-day event. My stuff is only on Saturday, but I'll be out there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday as well. It's about an hour and a half away from me in Huron, where a couple of my guys are from. So I will definitely be out there with the Base Wars stuff on the Saturday, but got to see a semi parade at 10 o'clock at night. Got to see a couple of bike parades. Got to see a derby or two, maybe even some racing on tricycles.
Yeah, when that rain come through last year at Slamology, man, it got cold quick. I wasn't expecting that. And it was right in the middle of demo wars. We're out there judging cars, winds blowing so bad. I'm drenched from head to toe. Greg's drenched. All of us just soaking wet trying to get through demo wars. Oh, I didn't think that was ever going to end because they were trying to do awards at the same time. We were trying to figure out who. It got rushed. We need to take a lot more time for demo wars. I like to hear those cars play. That's one of my favorite parts of this is actually just seeing people play. Remembering that they play music.
It can be fun to hear them, especially if they're playing something that you like.
Yep.
That always helps.
But I haven't been to Slamology yet and had a bad time. It don't matter even if it is pouring down rain. There's going to be somebody out there to hang out with.
If there isn't, you're not doing it right because it's got to be an event where you got to be able to make friends. And you should be able to do that at every Base Wars event, even if they are your direct competition. Make friends with them. Check out what they're doing. Get better. Give them advice. Maybe you'll get some advice. Always a good time at a Base Wars show.
Yep.
And if it's raining, that makes it even better because you either got to sit in their vehicle or they got to sit in yours or you got to huddle together under a tent.
Oh, I love
you're in
seeing
there.
it when they come through and they're doing like death match and there's water all over them and it's slamming all over the place. That is the best videos in the world.
Sometimes it's even better to do that, and you might even find not necessarily an actual dryer, but if the vehicle is windy enough, it might actually dry out your shirts a little bit. So it's a possibility, or at least
Oh, I
it'll,
have let them use me, put me up close to the port just so I could dry my hair before.
yep.
It works. All right. Has anybody got any questions about any upcoming shows? Any questions about rules, guidelines? Anything? Because if not, we're going to get out of here because I still have work to do today. All right, Dan, run through the shows one more time for them.
All right. For this coming weekend on Sunday, the only show we have this weekend, Gulfport, Mississippi at the Northern Cricket Store. This is on the northern side of the airport. A week and a half from now, the big show out in Prim, Nevada, which is just a little northwest of Vegas. That is the the Showdown in Las Vegas. I said Sundown last year for that too, for some reason, but the Showdown in Vegas. Jessica and Carlos will be there with Delilah. I'm hoping for a 186.6. 186.7, maybe.
I'm hoping for Jessica style numbers.
I actually, Carlos, you sit down, you let Jessica run it, and let's get a lady with a world record here. You let Jessica run it, and she'll be able to do it. I just have a feeling that she can. After that, we got to start talking March 1st, Friday night. The first Friday of every month, UAF has a show Friday night. On the 2nd, on Saturday, Melissa, you got your Team Ultra Hertz out there that you were just talking about in Dublin. The next day, you got Anniston back in Alabama. Couple more shows the weekends following after that you got coming up. I've got a couple of shows coming up. Richard's got a couple. Pop-Tart's got a couple.
Just so everybody knows, any show that I do in Alabama from this point on, Tina will be there with me.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got 3 good months before she's off by herself. Y'all please be good to her. All right, first time competing.
Oh,
4 trophies in one day. You can't get no better than that, man. That's awesome.
that is excellent, Shane. That one, actually, Shane, that show, I actually missed that show. I ran into problems with my car on the way to that show.
Good
Joining
to
the
see
18, yep. I remember a lot of those Jimmy Pittman shows and Sonya when they were just starting out with them, because I was one of the only people running Stealth at that time when Stealth was not a trunk only or a square inches plus port size guide that we had at that time. We've made the rules a little bit easier since then, or guidelines a little bit easier since then.
Yep. Made it more fun. It's more relaxed.
It definitely is. Plus, people aren't stressing to do math. I'm not having to
No,
pull up my calculator all the time and tell them that pi r squared plus this plus that. And
it's funny. Most of us know how to come up with our own load, but we don't know how to come up with our cone area.
sadly, cone area is easier to figure out than ohm load if you're starting to do parallel with the pi with 1 over the reciprocal method. Because there are multiple
All right.
ways to figure out your ohm load, folks. I won't go into all of them. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll talk math the next week about it.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna skip next week because I can't math.
That's okay. I don't math on the weekends, so
I don't math on Wednesdays.
218, 508. That's all I can say.
If
508.
anybody wants to book a show, contact your local judge. If you
Mhm.
don't know who your local judge is, contact me or Dan or even Billy. Billy's sometimes hard to reach though. But contact somebody and ask, who's my local judge? We can get you as much help as you need
Mhm.
because every judge needs more shows. And it won't be long before I start booking for Texas. So if you want a show in Texas, y'all now have a judge. Put me to work. I need work.
And
I
if
don't
for
like
some
having
reason,
weekends off.
yeah, 8675309. Talk to Jenny. She will get you a show. Or if you call that with a right area code, you'll
All
talk
right.
with Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. That's the 508 I was just mentioning to you there, Daniel.
Yep.
254 times 2, 508. Oh, Shane, for you down there, Shane, talk with Jimmy and Sonia. They will help you get all the shows that you want in the KC and Omaha area, or Des Moines as well. They do cover, let's see, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri. And if you forget who it is, as Melissa was just saying, get a hold of one of the two of us or get a hold of Billy. Billy also has on the basewars.org page, there's a little link right on the top that says franchises, and it's going to bring you up to a big old Google map. All the little red houses on there are where the judges are currently residing. Find the one that's closest to you and give them a call, give them a message on Facebook, hit us up on the Base Wars page or the official Base Wars page, either one, because we pretty much all been able to see it and access it. Hit us up on there and ask for a show in wherever you are located. Chances are, if you're close enough to us, we will get you a show.
I can see just a glimpse of this vehicle. And I am going to be looking that up immediately after the show.
Ooh.
That looks good already.
It kind of looks like, from Sean's profile pic, it kind of looks like a Denali Blazer style of vehicle. It's too far away though. I can't really tell.
Sir, Jimmy is an excellent judge.
Yep. Jimmy has
And
been around
oh,
doing this.
Lord, if you get Sonya, you got the best. Actually, that's a pretty good area to live in if you were to run lanes for them two.
Yep.
Those are fun shows. All right. Y'all know how to book shows. You know how to find shows. Know how to find your information. I think we've done our job for tonight.
I didn't get a paycheck yet.
You better call Billy. I ain't got no part of that. I ain't even got mine yet. All right.
David, you quit teasing me with all the power that you think you have.
Yes, sir. You gonna be loud. We allow that.
28 RMS is all I'm running.
I'm liable to ask Matt for one of them 1 mod amps he's got. See what I can do with that. All right. If nobody has anything else for tonight, we're going to play a video and get out of here for this evening. Get back to work. And I will see y'all in Alabama soon. Dan, you got any shows coming up at all?
Couple shows next month up here in South Dakota. Couple more after that. South Dakota and North Dakota coming up soon. Still waiting on a second show in Minnesota, but folks, get a hold of me. We'll get you scheduled, and we'll see how loud you really are.
All right. Good evening, y'all.